At the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500, you can see the breakout point that's happening here. This is a daily time frame. Your higher lows have been established since early November. You're also getting fantastic volume here on the Nasdaq on the breakout as well. But there is some reason for caution, okay? I do want to, warn you all about that. We need to be aware of the caution that is coming here because this isn't all it may be turned out to be. But looking a little bit further, we look at what's happening here with ES. I will say, ES is lagging. Yes, it is lagging Nasdaq and the rest of the market. Volume is still good. We have some areas of illiquidity down here. And ultimately, what you need to know, buyers are holding you up. Sellers are not allowing you to break down. They're just not getting that follow through on any type of that opportunity that's playing out there. We're making higher lows still. You are still getting a little bit of that type of pennant action forming out here, but it's still, you're just not getting the same amount of love here. Still a good day engulfing from yesterday. This is still what you want to see from buyers. Now, the question mark does come in. I'm not going to tease you along here, right? The DXY. The DXY is rejecting so far off the 200 SMA on the daily. But when we look at something like the 30-year yield, which is really the big warning side, the big issue potentially, we're still just tracking up back into our key level back at 4.44 roughly. Now, what I do want to show you before we go any further is how big of a level this level has been. Okay. For instance, you topped out here in 2022. You rejected, you got below 4%. We had a great run. You came up after the big break in July, right? You rejected in August, and then remember the market got really bearish for a while there, September through October, because you broke out of this range. So the test here is going to be very critical. I do anticipate no matter what, you're going to get some selling off this level, but the test of that level will be very key. Just like we know, if we get below 4%, it's all signs go to the bull side. Now, hey guys, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Like I always say, I went to college for you guys, right? I'm down here. I'm in the trenches, putting in work for you. When we look at this action today, right, we gave you the highlight on Twitter. I told you yesterday at Twitter at market close. I said this might be the best daily close we've had in a long time, arguably the best trap that we've seen in months. And we got the movement we expected off of that, right? But there's a few warning signs with the dollar and yields. And if you look over the next 2 weeks, what's happening? You have earnings coming out next week, big earnings, Tesla, Netflix, IBM, I think LRCX has earnings as well, a few others, Intel. And then the week after that, you have more earnings, Microsoft, Apple, Meta. And then guess what? The 31st, the last day of this month, you have your next Fed meeting. So there's a lot playing out over the next 2 weeks. Now, this is my opinion. So don't shoot me. Don't attack me. What we do know right now is despite the dollar moving up, despite yields moving up, the market has been resilient. It's been strong, right? All other cases of the past 2 years, these moves would be hurting the economy. It'd be driving stocks down. Over the past, week and a half, we've been ignoring it. We've been rallying behind it. So it leads me to assume that what's happening with these earnings are going to be very influential, right? Very influential. Okay. So that's what we're going to be paying attention to a lot over the next week and a half, give or take. But again, we have some names that we like. We have some opportunities out there because, opportunities are where we make the most money. But before we get into that, I'd ask you to do two things. Consider liking one and subscribing because I appreciate you. I love you. And Monday through Friday, I'm the guy that you come to. This channel right here. Hey, also too, Twitter link down below. You want to see all the charts, the video updates, stocks I'm looking at? Check them out. They're all there, just to let you know. Also, too, we had a live stream, little event going on. We still got 50 likes. We'll open up some Discord spots. There's going to be 5 Discord spots opening up sometime tonight. Refresh, check it out. Only 5 spots, most likely into the beginning of next month. So, again, that is it. Congratulations, whatever there that is. Recommend following on Twitter no matter what, just to get updates throughout the day. Okay. Let's look at a few things here, right? Few things. We've gone over, I don't need to go over the dollar. I don't really need to go over that. We're at a big inflection point. You're probably going to break over the 200. But anyways, I want to talk more about stocks I'm liking. Right? Let's get right to the good stuff. I don't want to go over any fluff. Let's talk about the good stuff here. Number 1, Apple. So Apple, you came out, you got your first price target raise in a hot minute. You finally got something. And volume was definitely very good down here. Look at volume here on Apple. all day long, far superior than what we've had for the past week. So great volume stepping in. You want to see when you get a reversal, you want to see volume continue, not just in the beginning. This was all day. Sellers tried to push you down, but they could not because buyers on Apple were very strong. I mentioned on Twitter today that I believe Apple over 187 is the new play, and I am standing behind that statement. Okay, let's get behind this and let's look. So the level you wanted to break above was right about here. Okay, this was your previous low that you established back on December 4th when you came down and you made all-time highs, right? Now you got above that level. And when I go to something like the 1 hour, you get a better visual. Okay, let's actually go to the 15 minute, a little bit more data. Let's get the more data, the better, am I right? So what happened here? Actually, let's get rid of VWAP and 90 MA just so it's really easy to see. You're getting back over that level, okay? And if you're wondering where these indicators are on my screen, the volume, everything like that, the buy and sell is my favorite indicator ever. This is Chart Prime. The link is down below. Make sure you check them out. Okay, again, you are trying to mount previous highs kind of established here as well. You can see right there trying to get above that. Already a good note. And you're getting a little bit of a flag in the day. Now, I am targeting 191. This has been the level I've been targeting. And if you're looking tomorrow and you get any type of upside, you are targeting this level right here, okay? You are targeting the move, hopefully, into 191, the gap fill right there. Actually, it's not even the gap fill technically would be at 191.76. This is just previous lows there. Target 1, target 2, the end. Apple, love it, very strong. Again, this also shows a lot of bad news coming in over the past week and a half. The first sign of good news, your rocket launcher straight to the upside. Shows the name is still very strong. Also, they are really trying to rally behind what's happening with the new Vision Pro, whatever the hell it's called, whatever. Microsoft. Now, obviously, you guys remember if you watched yesterday's video, you have a lot of levels here. We'll talk about those. A lot of liquidity here and here. So when you see liquidity levels from Chart Prime, that should tell you there's a lot of support. When we look at the fair value gaps, less liquidity there, okay? So again, as you can see, and I don't like to have these up all the time because as you can see, it makes my chart a little bit cluttered, but let's come back to that here in a second. We got in yesterday at the VWAP test, if you guys remember. Told you all about that yesterday, like 388. Okay, that's where we got in. You shot up this morning. I got out around 392.8. I just took my 20% ran. You ended up pushing back into highs at the end of the day. But this was the real test. When I bring that liquidity level back up, as you can see there, right? And as you can see with this tool on Chart Prime, you can have a lot of stuff you can enable. But I really want to show just that just the liquidity level right there. So let's get that right there so you can see. My favorite tool on there by far. Okay, you come back into our key level, which if you didn't have the key level marked, you would have it there marked no matter what. Because guess what? It's your previous all-time high. You're coming back into it, and it's liquidity. A lot of liquidity is there. And so you're bouncing there. Buyers step in immediately. That's what you wanted to see. They step back in, so you almost get like a little bit of like a flag to the downside, right? Pretty ugly, but still the 1, 2, 3 correction, and you're pushing back into highs. What you're looking for tomorrow, very interesting for the day trade to the upside. You want to see a break, retest, continuation. I believe if you mount this, you're aiming towards close to 400 in my opinion. Again, anytime I'm giving a target above all-time highs, I have to be completely honest. It's somewhat of a guess. I don't believe in making targets above all-time highs. I believe it's the riskiest territory, but you also get your most volatile moves when you're at all-time highs. Those are things that we do know, though, okay? Price discoveries, when things usually get violent, you like to let those runners run. Great volume here on the day as well here on Microsoft, so definitely want to keep that up. NVIDIA, again, this has been the slogan over the past few days and weeks, right? The slogan, long the strong names, short the weak names, right? Going into this week, short Boeing, long Microsoft, short Tesla, long NVIDIA, right? That's what's been the name of the game. And so NVIDIA just stair-stepping, mounting previous highs and highs and highs. You don't have any liquidity levels up here. Next one's going to be down here at 550, 553, which was the level we traded yesterday. So what you want to see here on NVIDIA, same thing. Go figure, who'd have thought. Really, you can even mark it out around like 575.4. That's the level that I'm really watching right here. You can even bring it up a little bit if you want to, but I like the level right here personally, okay? A lot of rejections there. You want to see the mount, the break, the mount, continuation. Highly likely now we start pushing towards 600 if we mount this level, especially with where Nasdaq is at, okay? That's something that you have to play a key role here. Is Nasdaq is now pushing in QQQ, right? QQQ, I think you ended at all-time high. Yeah, you closed today at all-time highs. Yeah, you closed the day here at all-time highs on QQQ. So again, that's very important. Okay, again, so I say this all the time, but I think it confuses, I don't know how it confuses people, but let me break it down a little bit more. When I'm looking at NVIDIA, when I'm looking at Microsoft, when I'm looking at trying to think of other things at all-time highs, right? Just in general, though, right? Even Apple pushing up volatile, and I think it's really, really strong. When I'm looking at these names, right, and then I also see QQQ in the after hours at 413.4, all-time highs, price discovery, right? I know, one, that the market's inherently very, very strong, okay? I know, two, you're in an area where you're in price discovery, and you get your most volatility typically in price discovery, right? I'm also not disconnected and not ignoring what's happening with the dollar and yields. I'm very aware what's happening there, the risk there. So I like to have some exposure there. Now, I'm not trying to hold too much overnight, but when I look at this, and I have runners, if you have runners, I think holding runners is fine personally. But when I look at this, again, the same thesis: short the weak names, long the strong ones. And it's played out over and over this entire, it's been a great week for this. So when I'm able to establish that the market is, even though don't have the extreme confidence that I've had before, but when I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, I got to be able to take advantage of this as well with this way we're moving. So what I do, like I said, I go long on something like Microsoft, Nvidia. It's been very strong. Even Meta is a good example as well, right? Netflix over 485. Those are great examples. But I still want to grab a little bit short on something that's really weak. Boeing has been weak, but now Boeing had some good news today. So that's why I always say take your profits when you get the initial spike on these names. Tesla, another great example. You dropped all the way down to like 209 today, right? Take your profits on the drop. Don't try to hold it to the moon, right? You're using those shorts as a hedge. So if you're making money while one's going up and the other one's dumping, you probably should take profits on the one that you believe a little less in and then try to re-enter those as you go along. Because again, it's a hedge, right? Again, your own risk reward, you have to do all that own risk management for yourself, but you're able to really put yourself in an opportunity and a position to win in this circumstance. And I hope you guys are really trying to take what I'm trying to push as education here. Okay, guys? Right? I think this week has been very eye-opening for some of you guys. I've seen a lot of you guys in the comments that are killing it. A lot of guys on Twitter that are killing it, right? So I want to continue to push what I really like out there. So again, when I'm going into that, understand, I'm not saying YOLO all in, but I'm saying we have to be aware that, man, QQQ, extremely strong. Extremely. The candles that have been put in, the traps that have been set over and over for bears, very strong. If you're not taking advantage of this, this is the best profit opportunity you're going to get probably for the next few weeks. The last few names here, okay? Number one, Meta. Now, Meta was something that I really liked today. I posted this in Discord, got a little sitting triangle, we played out. But I want to highlight the higher time frames here, okay? And this is beautiful, right? Let me really quickly, I want to minimize this so it looks really clean. So again, zoom out, okay? So we zoom out really far. We're going to go to the daily here, okay? You don't have much here anymore, people. You don't have much. I said when you got above 354, all-time high push was coming, and you're kind of there. This is your next level right there around 377 roughly, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, it's basically at that high that you already established. What you're forming out here is incredibly bullish as well, right? Let's just really quickly clean this up a little bit. These are some of my intraday levels, okay? Essentially, what you're getting is what we always look for. The break, the retest, the break back up. Now you're in the area of all-time high territory. If Meta can somehow push above this 377.7, 377.5, you get the break, the retest, the continuation. This is a daily time frame, so take it for what it is, right? You're pushing to all-time highs. Earnings coming very soon. You're protected also from earnings, so definitely keep that in the back of your mind. I would not be holding through earnings, by the way. I just want to highlight that. But yeah, really love it. Next up, Netflix. Now, Netflix, the going trade that I've been saying over and over here, right, is you get to 485, go short. It's been the best play. I mean, you really look at this action. Hit 45, dump. Hit 45, dump. Hit 45, drop. And just over and over and over. Well, now you're back there. And this is the opportunity where you look to maybe start going long. Okay, you have a little liquidity level, but I think that this is a little bit off. It should be down here in my personal opinion. But again, what you're looking for, you can even wait till 487 if you want to be like really safe, is a break, a retest, and continuation. And I feel very confident and I think what it's doing, it's averaging this level and this level and putting it in the middle. You do have a little bit of a supply level here, just based on the 15. I hate the 15 minutes so much. but it's against a 15 minutes, so it's not going to be super huge, but you can definitely see it right there. Again, you do have that there. However, I still like it. Netflix over 45, very tough. 486 roughly, but yeah, that's what you're looking at there. Great looking name, very strong. Definitely been watching it. Okay, some crypto names. A lot of you guys have been asking about this. We mentioned this in live stream a lot. I'm looking for Coinbase to come down to 116.5. Personal opinion. That's where I think that's where me and Jay think it's going. We've had it marked out for a while. You broke down. Yeah, very easy to see. So I'd be trying to get this thing down there. MicroStrategy as well. The key level was right here, 474. We mentioned this on live stream quite a few times. I haven't been paying close attention to this, but you're kind of bouncing at the key level. We'll see if you lose it. Then you're coming probably down to 400, the daily 200 SMA there as well. Those are my favorite stocks. That's what I'm watching on the day. I love how we're moving. Very strong. Be cautious with the dollar. Be cautious with the yields. But I really love where we're at right now. Okay, the yields and the dollar could cause some problems. So I've been trying to stay liquid overnight. And if I'm going anything overnight, then I'm, very, very cautious. And I definitely have hedges there. I'm not just blindly throwing money into the wind, right?